Today we are going to install the new DRT Motorsports Pro XP UHD 64-inch tie rod kit. This kit fits the 2020 Plus Polaris Pro XP 2 and 4 door models. Install time is about 60 to 90 minutes. Can be installed by yourself, with a difficulty level of beginner to intermediate. Tools needed for this job are a 3/8 ratchet, a 17mm socket or wrench, a 6-inch extension, a large and extra large crescent wrench, large pliers, wire cutters, and don't forget your safety glasses. So, gather the tools, and let's install. Before we start, you will see clips from both drivers' and passengers' side installations mixed together. This is to get you the best view and vantage point for this installation. Note, this installation covers the Polaris Pro XP model, but the process is very similar to other makes and models, including Can-Am, Kawasaki, and Honda. Differences being length of tie rods, size of heim joints, and tie rod ends. If you have any questions, please contact us for more information. Start by jacking up the front of the vehicle, removing the front tires, and set them aside. Note, in this clip we have already removed the steering ball joint end. We recommend not doing this until a later point. Next, reach in to locate the backside of the tie rod boot. Then cut and remove the zip tie strap that holds the boot. Now grab the boot and pull it outward and slide it down the shaft so it is completely out of the way and you have easy access to the ball end. This will keep the boot safe from getting torn or damaged. This is the only part of the process that requires patience, as space is limited and very difficult to reach properly. Next, turn the steering wheel so the rack sticks out as far as possible on the side you are working on, so you can gain access to the inside edge. Then grab a crescent wrench large enough to fit the ball end, and loosen the tie rod. Once you have loosened it to a point that you can turn it easily, go to the ball joint end of the tie rod arm, and remove the ball joint, as shown. Now, you can unscrew the whole tie rod arm by hand, as it will be faster at this point over a wrench. Next, we will need to remove the factory boot and clip hardware, and install it on the DRT ball end. Do this by loosening the jam nut that holds the ball joint rod in place. This may be difficult, and most likely easier to loosen, while still on the vehicle. We use 2 large crescent wrenches to get this job done. Then, remove the ball joint end, and unscrew the jam nut. Now with a pair of large pliers, compress and remove the boot clip. Next, push the threaded end through the boot and remove the boot. Then, set the old tie rod aside. Now remove the DRT ball end from the tie rod. Then remove the jam nut and drop the threaded end into the large end of the boot. Push the threaded end through the small end and slide the boot all the way on. Next, pick up the boot clip and grab the large pair of pliers. Now compress the clip, sliding it over the boot as shown. Then screw on the jam nut and reinstall the ball end back into the billet rod, as you see here. Now, slide the boot clip back over the threads and pull the large end back, so the ball end is fully exposed. Next, take the tie rod and screw the ball end back into the steering rack. Then, using a large crescent wrench, tighten down the ball end and slide the boot over and around the steering rack, creating a seal. Next, attach the Heim joint to the spindle. Unscrew the end nut as shown and remove the tapered misalignment and insert it into the spindle. Then, slide the Heim joint onto the misalignment and insert the bolt with the other misalignment and install the nut, finger tight. Now, tighten down the Heim joint bolt. Then grab a zip tie and wrap it around the tie rod. Insert the end and slide it up and into place around the back of the boot. Pull the zip tie tight and cut off the excess with wire cutters. Next, begin adjusting the length of the rod by twisting the rod in or out to align the spindle into a straight aligned position. Now, holding the rod at the grip point notch shown here, tighten down the jam nut at each end of the rod, one at the Heim joint and one at the ball end. This will keep the rod from rotating and getting out of alignment. Note, don't forget, use thread locker on the jam nuts and paint check on the tie rods to make sure they don't move with hard use. Note, at this point, please follow the factory alignment procedure to properly align your vehicle, or have your side-by-side professionally aligned at your local DRT dealer. Next, reinstall the front wheels, lower the vehicle, and you are done. Now, repeat these steps on the other side of the vehicle to complete the tie rod install. Congrats, that completes your DRT RZR tie rod kit install. This Pro XP tie rod kit is designed to strengthen and add reliability to this potent power plant. Made of 7 Series Ultra Heavy Duty 7075 billet bar stock, the tie rods are much stronger than standard 6061, lighter in weight, and able to be machined to a smaller diameter without sacrificing strength. Even at full droop or compression, This tie rod set will clear all suspension and steering components, at any point in the steering range, so you can ride with confidence. Until we meet on your next DRT install, be safe out there. If you have any questions during your installation, don't hesitate to contact us via phone or email. We are here to help.